This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Todd, says that this is the absolute best system, and I need to take this to Las Vegas on my next trip and win tons of money. He said this is probably the best system he's ever created, and is really excited to share this one with you today. This is the Deja Vu Gambit by Todd, and let's place the bets. There's tons of levels of recovery. Let's just get started, and we're going to place two $10 bets on any 2 dozens of your choice, and let's get started. All right, that's a 22 black to start. And if you win in level 1, you place a $30 bet on a single dozen. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we're on third 12. Let's see what we get. How about that? We got a win. That's a 31 black. So we stay in level 1, which will be 10 and 10. And we're up $70 already. So we picked 2 different dozens or the same. It doesn't matter. And that's a 12 red. So we won. So we're going to pick a $30 bet on a single dozen and spend. That's what you do in level 1 when you win. If you lose in level 1, you go up to the next level. And we lost, so we go to level 2, which is 20 and 20. And let's go ahead and spend. We'll keep the bets moving around, and let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 25 red. I believe we lost that one. We're going to go to level 3. So let's go to 30 and 30. Real easy to remember, and then I'll share with you, how these how this recovery method works here. That's a 9 red, and we're in level 3. So in level 3, if you win, you place a $70 bet on a single 12, and then let's see here, we'll do that on second 12, and then we're going to have a $20 bet on a different dozen. So the way this works is if you get a win on the smaller bet, you go back a level. If you get a win on the bigger bet, you restart. So let's go ahead and spin, and let's see what we get. We're in level 3 right now, and that's a 17 black, and that's the big bet. So we reset. So we're up 160 bucks now. So let's go back to level 1 and go back to 10 and 10. And make sure you stick around. I need to cover all the different levels of the recovery on this. It's a real simple method of how they work. You just have to understand it, and we'll get to that. We're going to level 2 because we lost, and let's go ahead and spin. This is the Deja Vu Gambit by Todd, and let's see what we get here. That's a 17 black, and in level 2, if you win, you place a $50 bet on a single 12, and then you place a $10 bet on another 12. The only one that you don't do that on is in level 1. You just place a $30 bet on a single dozen, and that's a 35 black. That's a $90 win. Now we're up $250. When you win the bigger of the 2 bets, you always reset. When you win the smaller of the 2 bets, you go back a level. And now that's a 34 red there, and that's a win. So we'll place a $30 bet on third 12 that just hit. Let's see if we can get another third 12 to repeat. And we did. That's a 25 red. How about that? So now we're already up $320. We'll go back to 10 and 10 and start level 1 again. And let's see what we get here. And that's a 24 black there, and that's another win. So we'll place a $30 bet. Let's see if it repeats on second 12 here. That would be fantastic. And, oh, we missed it. That's a 5 red. So now we're going to go to level 2. So we'll go to 20 and 20. And spend. Level 1 is 10 and 10. Level 2 is 20 and 20, and so on and so forth. That's a 16 red, and we won. So in level 2, if you win, you place a $50 bet, and then you place a $10 bet. And again, if you win the bigger of the 2, you always reset. And that's a 28 black. I think we lost both of them. So now we're going to level 3, which is 30 and 30. So let's do that and spin. And in level 3, if you win, instead of doing 50 and 10, you do 70 and 20. Okay, that's a $30 win. So we're up $290, and you can see that was the I'm sorry, that was at 30 and 30. So now we need to place instead of 50 and 10, we need to do 70 and 20. So we're up $290. Let's try second 12 again for 70. And then 20, and let's go ahead and spin right here. So we're in level 3 still. Here we go. That's a 15 black. That's a $120 win. We reset. Now we're at $410. So So let's go back to level 1 and restart. Here we go. That's a 27 red. I believe we lost that one. So we're going to level 2, which is 20 and 20. Let's move the bets around a little bit and spin. Doesn't matter which dozens you bet on. Here we go. That's a 33 black, and that is a win. So in level 2, if you win, you go to 50 and 10. So let's do 50 and 10. And we'll bet the big one on that to repeat. We've had 2 in a row. Let's see if we can get a high number again. Here we go. And we did. That's a 29 black. Fantastic. So you always restart if that happens. Now we're up 500 bucks. And we'll go back to level 1, 10, and 10. And here we go. I'm going to go through all these recovery numbers here at the end and share all of them with you. And it's real easy to remember because they go in sequence. So we lost that one. So we'll go to 20 and 20. And here we go. So obviously when you lose, you just go up another $10 on each bet. And that's a 21 red. But we need to go over all these recovery numbers. And remember, in level 2, if you win, you go to 50 and 10. So let's go 50 and 10. And see if it'll repeat on second 12. Here we go. It did. 13 black. How about that? Okay, so now we're at $590. Let's go back to level 1. So again, level 1, if you win $30 bet on a single dozen. Level 2, 50 and 10. And that's a 0 there. Okay, so we'll go to level 2, 20 and 20. And spin, moving the bets around. And here we go. We'll go over the rest of those numbers here in a second. That's a 17 black. That's a win. So in level 2, you bet 50 and 10. Let's see if we can get that to repeat on second 12 again. Here we go. And we did not. That's a 28 black. But we hit the smaller of the 2 bets. So let's put those bets back out there. So we were in level 2, so that means we go back to level 1. If you hit the smaller of the 2 bets, you go back a level. So we're going to go back a level and spin. Now we're back in level 1. All right, here we go. That's a 2 black. And we lost. So now we'll move the bets around. Let's go to 20 and 20. Now we're in level 2 again, which if we win will be 50 and 10 again. That's a 36 red. And we lost again, so we go to level 3. Let's move those bets around again and spin. And let's see what we get here. See if we can get a higher number. And we lost again. So we're going to go to level 4. And we're still at $440, so remember that. So we're going to go to 40 and 40. Keep moving those bets around. And here we go. We're in level 4 right now. That's a 14 red. Okay, we got a win in level 4. So in level 1, if you win, it's $30 bet. In level 2, it's 50 and 10. Level 3, it's going to be 70 and 20. Level 4 is going to be 90 and 30. So let's go ahead and see if that'll repeat. We'll put a $90 bet on second 12, and then let's do a $30 bet on third 12. If we win, we go on the smaller of the 2, we go back a level. If we win on the big one, we reset. So let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. That's a 25 red. Okay, we won on the smaller of the 2. So we go from level 4 back to level 3, and then we restart. We're at $450 still. Let's go ahead and spin and see what we get here. Stay away from low numbers. There we go. That's a 33 black. And remember, in level 3, so remember, level 1 is 30, level 2 is 50 and 10, level 3 is 70 and 20. So we're at 70 and 20. Let's see if that'll repeat there. And see if we can get another high number. That would be great. We're in level 3 currently. Ooh, a 0. That's not good. So that means we're going to level 4. So that means we're going to go to 40 and 40. Let's move the bets around again. And we're up $390 still. But we are in level 4 now. 40 and 40. And let's spin. Another 0. My goodness, it's trying to make us lose with these back-to-back zeros. But that's okay. We'll go to level 5. We'll go to 50 and 50 and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 29 black. And we lost again, so we're going to level 6 now. 60 and 60. We'll move those bets around again and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 31 black. Okay, and if you win in level 6, that's a $130 bet and a $50 bet. And again, I'm going to go over how all these bets in the recovery work, but let's go ahead and spin, see if we can get a high number here. And I think we won the smaller of the two. So we go back to level 5, which is 50 and 50. Okay, we're still up 240. Let's go ahead and spin, see if we can get a win in level 5. So if you hit the smaller of the two, you go back a level. And that's a 4 black. We lost, so now we're back up to level 6 again. Let's go 60 and 60 and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black. Okay, and that's a 130 and 50. Let's see if the third 12 will repeat. So there's 130 and then 50. All right, let's stay away from those low numbers here. Let's see if we can get a high one. That'd be great. Oh my God, that is such a bad thing to happen there. Oh my goodness. So we're going back to level 6. And, well, actually, we were in level 6. We're going to level 7 now. So now it's being tough on us, and we're only up $20. Let's get a win here. All right, this has been crazy with all these zeros, and that's a 25 red. Okay, that's a $70 win. So we were at 130. So now we're at 150 and 60. So let's do 150 and 60, and we need to get the higher of the two bets, or it can take us back a level if we win on the second 12. And we lost both of them again. That is criminal. Oh my goodness. So now all of a sudden, let's see what level we were in there. So that was 7. I think that was level 7. We'll go to 8. And 80 and 80. And now we're on a skid. So you saw some really good. Now you see some really bad. Now let's get it back. That's a 26 black. Okay, and that's a $80 win. So now we're going to go to 170. Let's see if it'll repeat on third 12. And then, so, you know, level 5 was 110. Then level 6 was 130. Then level 7 was 150. So that should be 170. That's right. And then we need to go to 40, 50, 60, 70, $80. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's spin it. 250 total bet. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. Ooh, and that's a 19 red. At least we hit one of the two. But all that does is bring us back a level to level 7. So let's go to 70 and 70. All right, we got to be patient now. We've seen good, we've seen bad. Now let's get it back. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's a win. So we go to 150. And then let's see. So actually, I'm sorry. We had second 12 there. Make sure that's right. That was at 70. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the beginning of level 7. So now we place the bet after we win because we won there. So now we're going to look for it to repeat. And in level 7, we'll be at 150. And then let's see. And then we'll make sure we get that right. That'll be 60. So let's go ahead and put 60 on third 12 and spin. We need to hit the bigger of the two, or we can go back a level. And that's a 14 red. Okay, that's a $240 win. Now we're back up $260 and we restart. Man, that was a rough ride. Now we're all the way back to level 1 again. And let's get it going again. That's a 16 red. And then we'll go over, let's go over and we're going to place our $30 bet to repeat on second 12 here. But let's go over how all those bets work so you don't have to worry about the math because they are in a sequence. And let's go over what that sequence is. So now we're going to level 2, 20 and 20, and spin. So if you win in level 1, you place a $30 bet on a single dozen. Level 2, 50 and 10. Level 3, 70 and 20. Level 4, 90 and 30. You see the sequence there? It goes up $20 on the bigger bet, and it goes up $10 on the smaller bet each time. So that's how we got to those bets, and we're up 260. On that last one there, we won 20 at 10 and 10. So, I'm sorry, that was at 20 and 20. So now we place the 50 and 10 bet. Let's do 50 and 10. Let's see if we can get it to repeat on first 12. another low number, that would be nice. And let's see what we get here. And that's a 23 red. Okay, we won the smaller of the two. That means we go back from level 2 to level 1. And we go back to 10 and 10. We're up $230. And let's go ahead and spend. Okay, that's a 29 black. Okay, so we won there. So we'll go to a $30 bet. See if it'll repeat on third 12 here. Come on. Hey, we got it. 33 black. Okay, so we won $300 after 15 minutes with the Deja Vu Gambit by Todd. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this one as usual. And thank you, Todd, for sending this in. Everybody else, remember to send your systems in to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do this every single day in the search for the best roulette system possible each and every day. And I hope you're enjoying the channel. And if you are, please like, share, and subscribe. And just really thankful to everyone in this wonderful community. You guys are fantastic. And now there's another system coming up here. If you want to stick around, there's a trending system on YouTube that's coming up next. Here we go. Thanks for sticking around. I think you're going to absolutely love this system that's trending on YouTube right now with over 130,000 views in a very short time. And this is the best system I've seen in a very long time is the title of this one. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. This is the Roulette Master, and you're not going to believe how amazing this new roulette system is. This was sent in by one of my subscribers, Camila from the Netherlands. I can't believe I didn't think of this before, and I cannot wait to show you how she's making money. And we're going to put her system up against the best today. We're going to put her system up against Randall's system that won the bracket challenge in a head-to-head matchup. This is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to get started. We'll start with Randall's first. Each will get 15 minutes of playtime. Let's see which one wins, and man, I'm excited about this new one from Camila. And let's go ahead, and we're going to start with $10 on second column and second 12 with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And here we go. Let's see what we get. That's a 14 red, and that's a $40 win to start. Fantastic. So you can see we're already up 40. We just rebet and spin. And this system beat so many other good systems in the bracket challenge. It was the champion of it, and that is fantastic. And there's another $10 win. So when you play this way, where you have $10 on second column and $10 on second 12, if you hit either, you win like you just saw. And if you hit both, it is a jackpot. So let's go ahead and rebet and spin again. You can see we're already up $50, and let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Okay, that is a 34 red. Okay, that's a loss. So now we go up by a unit. Every time you lose with Randall's system, you go up by 1 unit. That's $10 today. This is a $2,000 bankroll system, but you can play this with dollar bets and a $200 bankroll. So anyone can afford to play this. That's a $20 win. So we're up 50. We're just going to go back to the original bet now. So that'll be $20. Let's go ahead and spend. You can achieve session profit by either getting a bunch of partial wins or by getting jackpot numbers. So you want to keep track of your session profit. There's a $10 win right there. We're up 60. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. Let's see. That is a 6 black. And that's a loss. So we go up by 1 unit just like we do with every single loss. That dropped us back to 40, and then we increased by 1. Let's see if we can get a win here. That's a 16 red. That's a nice $20 win. Okay, we're back up to 60. Let's rebet and spin. If we get over 60, then we'll reset back to 10. And that's a 2 black. Okay, that's another win, $20 win. Great, we're up 80. That's new session profit, so we go back to 10 each. Let me fix that bet there. Here we go. And again, if you hit either one, you win. If you hit both, it's a jackpot. And that's a 5 red. Okay, that's a $10 win. So we're up 90 now. Let's just rebet and spin. Let's keep increasing the profits with Randall's system. And sometimes this gets a little bit behind, but it seems to always come back, which is what you want when you have bankroll and patience. And we lost that one, so let's go up a unit again. You can see we're up. That dropped us back to 70 in profit, but that's okay. Here we go again. We just increased by a unit, and that's a double zero. So that's another loss. So we increased by another unit, and now we're 30 each, 60 total. We're 3 minutes in out of 15 with Randall's system. And that's a double zero. That's another loss. So that's never good when you get back-to-back double zeros, but we can handle it. We'll just increase by another unit. Temporarily, it dropped us back to minus 30, but that's okay. Once we get some wins, we'll be right back where we need to be. And that's a 24 black. That's a $40 win. So we're not in session profit, so we just stay right there and spin again. We're 3.5 minutes in out of 15. That is a 13 black. That's another $40 win. Great. We're up 50 now. And we'll spin again at 40 each, 80 total. Here we go. That's a 28 black. That's a loss. So we go up a unit, and then we'll check our balance again. We're at minus 30 right now, but that's okay. All we need is patience and bankroll. We'll hit some jackpots, or we'll get some a bunch of wins with just one win at each time, and that's awesome too. So there's a $50 win. We're up 20, so we'll just rebet at 50 each. We don't go backwards in the progression until we get at or near session profit, and that's a 15 black. Okay, that's a win. So we're up 70. We'll just rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 2 black. That's another win. We will take it, another $50 win. We're up 120. So we'll just rebet and spin. We're 4 minutes, 40 seconds in out of 15. And that's a 36 red. That's a loss. We'll increase by a unit. So now we'll have 60 each, 120 total. Then we'll check our balance again here. Okay, that's an 8 black. Okay, that's a $60 win. We'll take that. It gets us back up to 80. Let's spin again, and I'd love to see one of those jackpot numbers coming up here. Let's see if we can get one. That's a 28 black. That's another loss. Let's increase. 70 each, 140 total. We're currently minus 40, but all it's going to take is either a jackpot or a few partial wins, and we'll be back in business. That's a 19 red. That's a nice $70 win, so we're back in profit. We'll just rebet and spin, but we're not in session profit, so we stay the same. We don't go backwards in the progression. That's a 32 red. All right, that's another win. Nice $70 win. We're up 100. Let's spin again. Here we go. Almost 6 minutes in out of 15 with this one. That's another win. 2 black. Fantastic. We're up 170 now. Let's go ahead and restart. Here we go. 10 on each, and we're back in business. Here we go. So you don't have to get jackpots. Sometimes you can just get a bunch of partial wins, and you're good to go. But there's a nice jackpot there, even though we were at base level. We're up 210 now, so that's awesome. If we'd got that on the one before, man, we would have been swimming in cash, but we'll still take it. Doing fantastic with Randall's system, and can't wait to share with you the new system coming up. It looks incredible, and that is a loss, so we'll increase by a unit and spin. Here we go. It's a 31 black. Okay, that's a loss. So we'll increase again, and we're up 150 now after we drop back after that loss. We're almost 7 minutes in out of 15 with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. That's a 13 black. We'll take that $30 win. We're back up 180. We'll rebet and spin it. 30 each, 60 total. Here we go. It's a 32 red. Okay, that's a nice $30 win. We're up 210. We'll rebet and spin here. And here we go. That's a 26 black. All right, that's another win. So we're up 240. We'll reset back to 10. Like I was saying, you don't have to get jackpots. All you have to do is get somewhat close to session profit. And sometimes you can do that by getting a bunch of partial wins like we just did. And that's a 23 red. And that's a jackpot. That's a $40 win. Now we're up 280. And that's awesome. So let's go ahead and spin. And the 2 times we've had jackpots, we've been at base level, but once we hit one of those when the bets are higher, it's going to be awesome. And but still doing fantastic. Let's increase by 1. Okay, that dropped us back to 260 profit, but still incredible. We're 8 minutes in out of 15 with Randall's system, and that's a 22 black. All right, that's a $20 win. Fantastic. We're up 280. And let's spin again. Here we go. Okay, that's a 27 red. That's a loss. So again, anytime you lose, it's real simple. You just increase by 1 unit. That dropped us back temporarily to 240 profit, but still really good. And here we go. It's 11 black. Okay, there's a nice partial win at 30. We're up 270, and let's just rebet and spin. Here we go. Okay, it's a 33 black. That's a loss, so let's increase by a unit. From 30 to 40, we're up 210 right now, and let's go ahead and spin. We're 9 minutes in out of 15. That's a 14 red. Ooh, that's a nice jackpot, $160. We're up 370 now. We restart. That was awesome. And that's the first time we've hit a jackpot when we weren't on the base level. And that was a lot of fun. There's another 0, though. We've had 3 of those now. Or actually 4, I think. I can't remember. But let's go ahead and increase by 1 on each. Now we'll go from 10 to 20. That's a $40 total bet. And here we go. We're 9.5 minutes in out of 15. That's a 24 black. It's a nice partial win. We're up 370 and kicking some serious butt with this one. Here we go. That's a 7 red. That's a loss, so let's increase by a unit like we always do when we lose. And we're up 330. Let's go ahead and spin here. $60 total bet, 30 each. That's a 23 red. That's a good one. That's a $120 win. Look at that. We're up $450 now. Incredible. And we're only 10 minutes and 10 seconds in out of 15. Still a ways to go here. And that's a 19 red. All right, that's a $10 win. We're up 460. Let's go ahead and spin again. Here we go. That's a 20 black. That's a really good one. It's a $40 win. We're up 500 now. Man, that's incredible. Okay, 10 each, 20 total. Still at base level. Here we go. Okay, that's a 4 black. That's a loss, so let's increase like we do. Anytime we get a loss, we go up 1 unit. And we have 20 each, 40 total. Now, here we go. Another 0. We've had a bunch of those, but that's okay. We just go up a unit. So 30 each, 60 total. Then we'll check our balance again after this one. We're 11 minutes in out of 15. That's a 16 red. It's a nice partial win at 30. We're at 470, and we'll just rebet and spin. Remember, we were at 500. Let's see if we can get close to that before resetting. That's a 6 black. And that's a loss, so let's go ahead and go up a unit. From 30 to 40, now we have an $80 total bet. We're 11.5 minutes in. It's a 31 black. Okay, that's another loss. So we're finally going on a little bit of a losing streak here. And that's okay. That's why we have the bankroll. Again, you can use a $2,000 bankroll for $10 units or a $200 bankroll for dollar units, whatever fits your budget. And see, now we're getting some consecutive losses. This is good for you to see how we're going to respond to this. Okay, and we're at 60 each, 120 total, 12 minutes in out of 15. That's a 14 red. That's a $240 win. So we're back up 470. We start over. So you can either get a jackpot or you can get a decent amount of partial wins. Either way, it'll do the trick, and that's a 22 black. That's a nice $10 win. We're at 480, and let's rebet and spin. And I know we weren't quite at 500, but we were pretty close, so that's a good time to reset when you're high up in the bets. And it doesn't do any good to try to push it. We're at 490. Let's go ahead and spin again. Protecting your bankroll is always the number one most important thing when you're playing. And that's a 24 black. That's another nice win. So we got it back up to 500 anyway, even though we were a little bit short after that last jackpot win. But it's always smart to reset when you're close to session profit. And we're 13 minutes in out of 15. That's another win. We're up 510. All right, let's spin again. Here we go. 10 each, 20 total. That's a 36 red. Okay, that's a loss, so we'll increase by a unit like we always do. Then we'll check our balance after this one. We're at 20 each, 40 total. 13 minutes, 20 seconds in. That's a 27 red. That's a loss, so let's go ahead and increase again. Okay, we're at 30 each, 60 total now. 30 seconds left. I'm sorry, a minute and a half left, not 30 seconds. So we're 13 and a half minutes in. That's a 22 black. That's a $30 win. We're up 480, and we'll just rebet and spin. And here we go. It's a 26 black. All right, that's another win. And that's another example of being able to reset without hitting a jackpot. We're back up over 500. We're 14 minutes in out of 15. And that's a 3 red. That's a loss, so we'll increase by a unit like we always do when we lose. And we're at 20 each, 40 total. Man, we're just really doing fantastic with Randall's system. It almost always does really well. And there's a loss there, though. Let's go ahead and increase. And 30 each, 60 total is the bet now. 30 seconds left. That's a 7 red. It's another loss, so we'll increase again. All right, 40 each, 80 total now. Here we go. Looked like it was going to hit 0 there again, but that's a 9 red. Either way, we lost, so let's increase again. Now we're at 50 each, 100 total. Let's see if we get the win. Okay, that's a 31 black. Okay, so we lost 100 there. That dropped us back to 210. And let's increase by another unit. We're at 60 each, 120 total. That's a 22 black. Okay, that's a partial win for 60. And we just ran out of time. So we won $270 with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. But now this new amazing system I'm about to share with you, you're going to absolutely love it. And I can't wait to see how it does up against this one. This is best on best, and I can't wait to see what the results are. So let's just jump right into it and get started. Remember to share your results in the comments with both these systems. That helps everyone in the community out. All right, let's get right to it. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Camila's system from the Netherlands. I can't wait to share this with you. This is going to be a follow the leader Fibonacci modified system that I think you're going to absolutely love. Let's go ahead and get started, place the bets, and here we go. We're going to start on black, follow the leader on colors, and let's go ahead and spin. This is going to be a little bit different progression than you're used to, and I think it looks awesome, so I can't wait to see how it does. If you win, you stay at 10, and we'll stay on black. And but there's a lot to this, so make sure you stick around. But it's real simple once you get the hang of it. So real simple. So that's a 23 red. Okay, so we lost. We're going to go from 10 to 20, and we're going to go to red. And this is going to be the Fibonacci sequence modified, which means going up, the two previous bets are going to get you your next bet. For instance, we bet 10 and 20. Our next bet's going to be 30. We're going to add those two together, and we're going to switch to black, follow the leader on color. But there's more to it than that. Wait till you see what happens next. That's a 1 red. Okay, that's a loss. So we go add the two previous up, which is 30 plus 20. Now we're going to have a $50 bet on red. But we're not going to restart when we get the win. And you're going to see what happens next here in a second. That's a 26 black. And we're starting out really rough with this, but that's okay. It's early. And we're going to take 50 plus 30. Now we're going to have an $80 bet on black. We're minus 100. It's a $2,000 bankroll system. You can also use a $200 bankroll and dollar units on this one as well. And that's a 25 red. Okay, so starting out really rough, but that's okay. we're going to add 80 plus 50, and that's a 130 total bet on red. Follow the winner. And here in a second, you're going to see what the difference is between this and normal Fibonacci. And that's a 20 black, but we've lost pretty much every single bet. So now we're going to take 130 plus 80 for 210 on black. And we're minus 310, but don't worry about that. We'll be just fine. This is about the worst luck you could possibly have, and things are going to turn our way here soon. Okay, there we go. We won at 210. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go in reverse, and we're going to go back to the previous bet before 210, which was 130, and we're going to be on black, follow the leader. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. And that's a 36 red. And we lost. So we go back up to 210 where we were before. Again, real easy on this to figure out the bets, though, because it's always the two previous, and then you just go in reverse when you start getting wins. We're going to go ahead and spin here. And here we go. But man, we've had so many losses. But you know what? When we win with this, you're going to say, man, worst luck ever, and we still won, I hope. So let's find out. We're going to add 210 plus 130. That's 310 plus 30. That's 340 on black. Okay. And very rarely do you start out this poorly where you lose pretty much every bet. So I still think we can turn this around, and I can't wait to share it with you. And that's a 28 black. We finally got a win. Okay, we got that at 340. So now we go backwards where we were before. Remember, before we added the 130 plus the 80 for 210. So now we'll be 210 on black. Okay. All right. And just even as bad as we've been doing, I think we're going to turn this around in a hurry. And that's at 28 black. Fantastic. So now we go in reverse again. We go from 210 to 130, and we're still on black. And you're not going to believe this, but we're already in profit. We're up $110 already, even after losing all those bets. We've only won a couple times, and we're up. Okay, so we lost that one. We're going to switch to red. We're going to go from 130 back to 210. Okay, here we go. 210 on red. And then we got it. Fantastic. So now we're going to go in reverse from 210 back to the one previous. Remember, we added the 130 plus the 80 to get to 210. We're going to go in reverse back to 130, and we'll be on red. And we're up $190 even with almost all losses, which is incredible. And that's a 16 red. Okay, we won at 130. So now we go in reverse again. And remember, to get to 130, what we did, remember we went up 10, 20, 30, and then we added 30 plus 20 to get to 50, and then we added 50 plus 30 to get to 80. You can see on that last bet there, we were at 130. Now we're going to go back to 80. Okay? And we're still on red. We're playing follow the winner on color. And let's work our way back down. Here we go. That's a 21 red. Fantastic. Okay, we are up $400 already, even after that horrible start. Now we're going to go in reverse again from 80 back to 50, and we'll be on red. And all you need on this is to be patient till you get a color streak and the $2,000 bankroll for $10 units or $200 bankroll for dollar units. We won at 50, so guess what? Now we go back to 30, the way we came up. Okay, we're up $450 now. Here we go. And that's a 13 black. That's a loss. So we go back up in the Fibonacci sequence. We were at 30. We had 30 plus 20, and we go back to 50 on black. Follow the winner on color. All right, we're up $420 after about the worst start you can imagine. That's a 25 red. And that's a loss. So we add 50 plus 30, $80 for our next bet on red. Follow the winner. And let's spin. Here we go. There we go, 12 red. So we stay on red, follow the winner. We go backwards from 80 to 50, and we'll be on red. We're up $450. The profits just keep coming. And let's see if we hit another red. And we do. That's a 19 red. Fantastic. So now we go backwards from 50 to 30, and we'll be on red again. We are up $500 already after the worst start you can imagine. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. And that's a 5 red. Okay, now we're going to go from 30 back to 20. We'll still be on red. We're up $530. Incredible. And that's another win. That's a 1 red. And we're going to go now from 20 all the way back to where we started, back to 10. We're up $550. Let's go ahead and spend. And man, we were patient. We had the bankroll, and things came back around for us. Now, if you're playing without a time limit, this is when you want to cash out. When you work your way back to 10, you can see we're up $560. But today we're going to play for the full 15 minutes. So you see a large sample size. We're going to be on red for 10. Let's go ahead and spin. And we're going to keep going with this one. Let's see what else happens in the rest of this 15 minutes. We're 8 minutes in right now. And that's a win there with a $10 win on red. So we'll just stay on red. We're up $570, and let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. My goodness, that's a lot of red numbers. We'll take it. Okay, we're up $580. We'll just rebet and spin at 10. And you make a lot of your money when actually you have losses and then work your way back. And okay, now we're going to switch to black, and we'll go from 10 to 20. All right, here we go. Okay, that's a win. So we go from 20 back to 10, and we stay on black. We are currently up $590, and we're 8 minutes, 42 seconds in. That's a 5 red. That's a loss. So we go from 10 up to 20, and we switch to red. Let's go ahead and spin again here. We're 9 minutes in out of 15, and that's a 23 red. That's a win. Okay, so we go from 20 back to 10, and we'll be on red. We are up $600 now. The profits just keep on coming. This is absolutely incredible. It's a 19 red. That's another win. We'll take it. And another $10 bet on red. We're up 610. Here we go. That's a 28 black. That's a loss. So we go from 10 to 20, and we'll go to black. Here we go again. Let's spin. We're 9.5 minutes in out of 15. That's a 26 black. So we go back from 20 back to 10, and we'll stay on black. Now we're up 620. Let's go ahead and spin again here. Here we go. That's a 0, so that's a loss. We're going to go up on the bets, but we'll stay on black. So if you hit 0, you just stay on there, but you go up in the Fibonacci sequence. And here we go again. That's a 16 red. We lost. So we go from 20. We had 20 plus 10 for 30. And we go to red, follow the leader on colors, follow the winner or leader, whatever you like to say. And that's a 23 red. That's a good one. So we go from 30 back to 20, and we'll be on red. We're up $620. Wow. 10.5 minutes in out of 15. That's a 14 red. That's a win. We'll take it. Okay, we'll go back to 10 on red. We're up $640. The profits just keep increasing. I can't wait to see where we get in the next 3.5 minutes here. And that's a 36 red. That's another win. So we just stay on red for 10. We're up $650. Let's go ahead and spin again here. Here we go. That's a loss, 6 black. So we go from 10 to 20 and switch to black. All right, let's go ahead and spin with $20 on black here. And we got the win, so we go back to 10, and we stay on black. Okay, we're up $660. Let's spin again here. So we go and we add up the 2 previous bets for the next bet going up, and then going back down, we just go back down the same way we came up. So we stay at 10 on black. We're up $670. Let's go ahead and spin again. Here we're 11.5 minutes in out of 15. And that's a 27 red. It's a loss. We'll go from 10 to 20 and switch to red. Follow the winner on color. And here we go. That's a 30 red. Fantastic. So we'll go from 20 back to 10 and stay on red. We are up $680. Next thing you know, we'll be up 7. If we keep going here, we're 12 minutes in out of 15. That's a 24 black. And that's a loss. We'll go from 10 to 20 and go to black. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a win here on black. And we did. That's a 15 black. So we go back to 10. And we're on black for 10. We're up $690. You can just see those profits continually increase. And here we go. That's a 10 black. So we won again. And we'll take it. That's the second 10 we've seen in a while. So we'll leave that $10 bet on black. Then we'll check our balance after this one. Here we go. And that's another win, 17 black. Okay, and we're up $710 now. Wow. That is awesome. Continuing to grow. Here we go. That's another win, 6 black. Fantastic. We're up $720. The profits just keep growing. And we're 13 minutes in out of 15. That's a 2 black. That's another win. So we'll stay right there. We're up $730 now. Incredible. Let's spin again here. About just under 2 minutes left. And that's a 30 red. We lost. So we switch to red and go from 10 to 20. Okay, we're up $720 right now. And let's spin. Here we go. That's a 12 red. That's a win. So we go from 20 back to 10. We'll stay on red. We're up $740. Wow. Such a short time. We're only 13 minutes, 30 seconds in. That's a 22 black. That's a loss, so we'll switch to black and go from 10 to 20. Here we go. That's a 1 red, so we lost, so we switch back to red, and we add up 10 plus 20 to get to a $30 bet on red. Follow the winner on color. That's a 15 black. So now we're getting some losses again. We're going to add 30 plus 20 for our $50 bet on black. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. And we got the win. So we go backwards now. We go from 50 back to 30 and we stay on black. Okay, we're up $730. Incredible. Here we go. That's a 5 red. We lost, so we go back up. From 30, you add 30 plus 20 to get to 50, and we'll be on red for 50. Here we go. Okay, that's 11 black. And that's a loss, so we add 50 plus 30. Now we'll have an $80 bet on black. Here we go. Then we'll check our balance after this one. That's a win on 4 black, and we just ran out of time. So we made $730 profit after probably the worst start you've ever seen. This is an amazing roulette system. I cannot wait for you guys to test this out. You can use Roulette Royale, whatever you want to use, but test it out and share your results in the comments. Everyone is going to want to know. You share with them, they'll share with you. Let's help each other out. And I want to see a large sample size of how everybody does with this one because it looks absolutely incredible. Both systems today knocked it out of the park. And I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Remember to send your systems in to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. Every single day of the week, 365 days a year, we test one of your guys' systems on the channel at 7 a.m. Central Time. If you send it in, there's a really good chance it'll be on here. And I can't wait to see your system. So please send it in. Again, that's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. Hope you really enjoyed this one and test it out. Share your results in the comments. I can't wait. Thank you guys. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day.